Hi guys, my name is Solomon Eluwa and I welcome you to the final edition of my social worker vlog. I say final because this would be the video where I integrate everything I have learned so far in Social Work 201 and how much it has helped me to be a better prospective social worker. So I got materials from the textbook, I got materials from watching the YouTube videos, I got materials from writing my integrated post and my reflections, I got materials from reading the Code of Ethics and the guidelines to ethical practice, the standards of practice, scope of practice. All of these things have shaped my perspective and it has made me better informed. What did I connect with the most? I think I connected with the history of social work in Canada. So I've been in Canada as an immigrant for 3 years now, and I came with my values, I came with my beliefs, I came with the things I knew, and spending 3 years here, trying to pursue a career in social work has enabled me to see that there are lots of perspectives that I wasn't aware of until I started reading about this. I didn't know so much about the history of social work and its evolution until I read the textbook. It's a very good textbook. The only thing I noticed from reading the textbook was even though I am focused on helping women fleeing domestic abuse, my case study was Sylvie's case, and most part of the textbook and the teachings and the videos, I was able to connect with them because I currently work at a women's shelter. So I could actually picture most of the things that I was learning in my work experience as well. But the thing I noticed that the textbook did not capture was the perspective of men. The most part of the textbook just spoke about women and children, women and children, women and children. There was no part of the textbook that spoke about men. And I'll put it out there, I know that men suffer domestic abuse as well. Men are impoverished, and it's going to be something that I intend to read more on, research more on, and probably practice when I become a social worker to understand the plight of men when it comes to domestic abuse as well. But for now, I will stick to what I am passionate about. Learning over time has given me a broader perspective. I was strongly leaning towards the feminist approach, but now I have a more generalist mindset. I see that there's more than one ways to solving a problem, and the approaches and theories from the textbook made me understand that you can not use one technique to solve everyone's problem. You can't use a single technique or theory to work with every client. Different clients comes with different needs, and you have to actually understand that you have to analyze, look at all of the person needs, look at where this person is coming from, look at the difficulties they would be having. That would actually give you a better way to assess them, and then you plan your intervention. So without bringing it so low, my favorite part of the entire exercise, I think I said it in my last video, was the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life was very good because as a social worker, I am expected to be the person that works with the clients and helps to use intervention processes to solve clients' issues. But the Tree of Life exercise made me the client because I was able to express my perspective, reflect on my life, how far I have come, and how far I still have to go, my aspirations, looking at my background, looking at the things I have now. And it was a very good exercise. It's something that I intend to actually harmonize in my work. It's something I actually intend to harmonize in my personal life as well. So if I was to talk about the things that challenged my thinking, I would say it's the approaches and the theories, because most of the approaches and theories are things that we did not know that we practice every day, but we've been doing them subconsciously. They just bring about the science of how to do them. So one of the micro theories I love the most is the CBT, and it's simply because I have by experience of where I work at the shelter, I have seen social workers use this. I have spoken to them and I have seen the feedback of using all of these theories and approaches and how it has better informed their decision making. I intend to borrow all of those experiences, use the knowledge I have gotten from this from Social Work 201, and inform myself. So I was leaning so hard to just helping women fleeing domestic violence. I was leaning so hard to just using the anti-oppressive theory to see things, but now I have learned so much about the structural approach. Also, I wouldn't let go of my feminist approach because that's actually where my passion lies. I want to work with women. I understand the plight of women, and I want to learn more because there are no two similar stories. There are no two same stories. Pardon me. I also understand that I can't use one approach to solve everyone's problem. Like I said earlier, I want to learn from working with the clients and what I learned about myself in the entirety of this course is I have broader perspective. I know that given the history of social work, I know a little bit more about the histories and the diverse cultures of the indigenous people in Canada. That was something that I really did not know so much about. As an immigrant coming into Canada, I was faced with adapting. I also was faced with being part of the diverse population, adapting, assimilating into the culture in Canada, getting a job, trying to find my way around resources. So when I read about those in the textbook, I could directly relate to what the textbook was trying to say because I was part of those diverse population. I saw all of that. I have heard stories. I have read about it, and even from the case studies that we were asked to watch, I saw everything that I read in the textbook as examples because all of the stories were true life stories, and these were things that the textbook was saying. So the approaches, the theories, the micro theories, the standards of practice, the social work levels, those were the things that actually challenged my thinking. Those were things that I actually took time to understand because it's was something that I was just working as a social service worker up until I started Social Work 201. Now I know for sure that I want to be a social worker. I don't just want to be a social worker that wants to work with individuals. I actually want to be focused in the community, enacting policies, solving problems. Because if you look at domestic abuse, it happens, but many people are just fixated on, oh, this person flees domestic abuse, let's help them, let's give them resources. But then I am really inspired by what I have learned from the textbook and the videos to go into the community and understand what brings about domestic abuse. These are the questions that this course has put in my head, and in my journey as a prospective social worker, I intend to answer those questions, and I have improved also on myself as to public speaking. I chose to do YouTube videos for my social worker profile because I actually wanted to be better at public speaking. I want to speak to people, and using the practices, the micro practices, and all the things I have learned from the textbook, the videos, I have learned so much. I have become better at it. Important parts that I love is the relationship building, the assessment, the intervention, evaluation, and relationship ending. Because while working with social workers at the women's shelter, I have seen them use these techniques. I have seen them use the principles surrounding all of these things, but I didn't understand how it came to be. Reading and discussing with the teaching team and the colleagues have given me a broader perspective of how to go about it, because I don't expect to get so much from a client if I don't know how to build relationship with them. If I build a relationship with a client and I get them to level up with me, I get to assess properly, and then with my assessment I also know as to what intervention techniques I want to use, and then I would also know to evaluate those intervention techniques to see if it works. I would get my feedback from the client. I would also do surveys, and the essence of doing all of this is just to know if this technique works and what doesn't work, what should I improve on, what makes it better. If if the client's needs are eventually met, and finally to know when to end the relationship with the client. This was very important to me because right now I'm at the stage where I interact with clients and I want to be a social worker. So this is the first step of I need to understand. I have the theories, I have my perspective, I have the approaches I want to use. I'm leaning more on the feminist theories. I need to know how to build relationship with these women. I need to know how to properly assess them. I need to know how to intervene. I need to know what intervention methods I would use. I need to know how to evaluate, and I need to know when the relationship ends and how to end it. Looking at everything I just said, I also enjoyed the fact that we were asked in module 4 to read about the ethics and the standard of practice and the guidelines of ethical practice. It was very important because in all of this relationship building, assessment, evaluation, you need to understand what you can do and what you shouldn't do as a social worker. It was very important for me to learn, and that's something that I would take on my journey as a social worker. So I also loved, I was informed by my interactions with my colleague. The Discord group was very informative. The Zoom sessions were very informative. And since I started this course, I've been better informed as a person. And even though this might be the last video for this course, I intend to drop more videos as I continue my journey as a social worker. And I was looking at getting to a certain level before practicing, but now I want a broader orientation. I want to know more about social work. I want to go as far as I can, and I would continue to drop videos, like I said. So that's all I have for my social worker profile. It's been very exciting interacting, dropping my videos, and I give a major shout out to everyone who has come to watch, and I promise to also continue to drop videos. So that's it for now. Thank you very much, and bye.